Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. So, ever since the end of Necessary Evil, the Omega Blue Ranger powers have kind of been dormant for a couple of months or almost a year at this point, and someone hasn't really taken up the mantle since then. So a lot of people have been wondering, and including the characters in the comic, who is going to be the next Omega Blue Ranger. In this video, I go over the possibilities on who could take over that mantle. So after the events of Necessary Evil, Kia kind of had her powers taken away, but if you don't know who Kia is, I made a whole video talking about the history of that character, so I highly recommend checking it out and giving it a watch if you want to learn the entire history of that character from when she was introduced to the end of Necessary Evil. So check out that video if you want to give it a watch. So Kia had her powers taken away, and they haven't really found a replacement for the Omega Blue Ranger, and it's kind of been discussed with who should take over that mantle, because without the Blue Ranger on the Omega Ranger team, they can't really form the Megazord of the Omega Ranger Zords. They're not at full capacity with all of them there, so they kind of need a replacement, so that way they can deal with the threat that is the Imperials coming towards them in the nearby future. Now, in issue 7, I believe it was in issue 7, there was a discussion between the Omega Rangers and Drakkon saying someone should take over the powers of the Omega Blue Ranger, and Drakkon made a joke saying blue's not really my color, but then Trini cut him off by saying no, never, which makes sense. You kind of don't want to give Drakkon access to the Morphin Grid with what he did with it last time, so Drakkon's not the best guy to trust with powers like that. So I might make a video talking about can Drakkon be redeemed? Will he have a hero story? That's a video for another day in the nearby future. So if you want to see that video, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications, because it's coming eventually. I got to talk about Drakkon and his redemption arc if he's going to get one. So they don't really have an Omega Blue Ranger on the team, so a lot of people are trying to guess who it's going to be. A lot of people are speculating it's going to be Billy, because Billy was fired from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers team, but that was mostly the stir-up drama within the comic to get the reader's attention and stuff like that. So Billy isn't going to leave for space and join the Omega Rangers just yet. He's still got his place on Earth to do all that stuff in the comics within the Mighty Morphin comics. So I don't think Billy's going to be the Omega Blue Ranger just yet. And then there's a character that is quite possibly the next candidate, and that is Yale, the big kitty cat that has joined the Omega Rangers since issue 1 when this comic started. And Yale I didn't really think much of. I thought Yale was like the pet they have on board. It's a bit of comic relief with how it reacts to the characters, how Zack's attached to it. It's sort of like their little pet that they've got on board. But Yale is quite the interesting character, and I feel like we're going to dive deep. Well, it's interesting that it's stuck around with the characters. Like, why would Ryan choose that character unless he's building up towards something big with that character, which, spoilers, we might be seeing in issue 10 of Power Rangers. So here's some slight spoilers for Power Rangers issue number 10, and that is Yale is going to be going on a journey in the forest of Safe Haven, guided by the Blue Emissary. So that could mean a lot of things. The Blue Emissary, or the spirit of the Blue Emissary, the ghost of the Blue Emissary, will be guiding Yale in that issue, which would be very interesting. So a lot of people are speculating, a lot of people are guessing that Yale might be the next Omega Blue Ranger, might be the next Blue Ranger for the Omega Rangers. And that would be something, because we would have sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Anthropomorphic? I can't say it. But, you know, like a furry. We're going to have a furry on a Power Ranger team, which we've kind of had bird people, we've kind of had dog people, so why not have a kitty cat person? Yeah, there was Cat Manx, but that was kind of like a human hybrid, so I wonder if we're going to get something very similar where Yale's just going to stand on their 2 feet and they're going to become like a Omega Blue, like the Omega Blue Ranger, kind of like what Kruger does. Who knows? Or maybe it's sort of going to be like a Justin situation where it can roar and then it gets a morphing sequence. I don't know, I'm just making the stuff as I go along, but I get the feeling that Yale might have something to do with the Omega Blue Ranger powers eventually, because why would Ryan be giving that character like a whole issue, maybe a whole issue, dedicated to that character? So that would be very interesting if we're going to be seeing it later down the line next month. That would be something to see. But I honestly don't know who the Omega Blue Ranger is going to be, because they're on Safe Haven, and there's not a lot of candidates on who could be the Omega Blue Ranger when it comes to this situation. You've got Draken, you've got Yale with the possible teasers. They're like the only candidates you can think of, and Draken's already out of the picture because Trini doesn't trust him, sort of doesn't trust him, or a lot of people don't trust him, so Draken's out of the picture. Yale, they're sort of teasing something with that character, unless they do like a big curveball and it's someone from like, I don't know, Masked Rider or VR Troopers, and I don't know if they're going to be the Omega Blue Ranger. It'd be funny if someone like Dax just shows up, or Dex just shows up on the planet of Safe Haven, or they meet him up on the set in the space travels. That'd be wacky. But then they did tease that people from Edenoid do exist in the Power Ranger comic universe, along with the VR Troopers. So what's up with that, apart from little cameos? I don't know what to think, but anyway, guys, who do you think is going to be the Blue Omega Ranger? There is no right answer, there is no wrong answer. This is all just speculation at this point, because we don't know who the character is going to be as I'm recording this video. I could be wrong, we could get an answer, and someone's going to comment on this video, like when we get the reveal, saying, haha, you were wrong. I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. But anyway, guys, who do you think is going to be the Blue Omega Ranger? Tell me in the comment section down below. I love to hear your thoughts, love to hear opinions and stuff like that. Special thanks to all the YouTube members and Patreon subscribers, Andrew McCoyle and Swagger4. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, become a Zord tier member or higher, or join the Patreon, where you get your name shouted out or in the credits of every video moving forward. With that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, take care, have a wonderful day or night. Bye bye.